Hello and welcome to the CTM NewsBreak, where we keep you up to date on what's happening right here in town. I'm Diane Sherritt-Steimel. Congresswoman Lori Trahan was able to get about $4.5 billion in funding for wastewater infrastructure and water pollution programs, which is welcome news for communities along the Merrimack River that struggle with combined sewer overflows.
And is a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady.
Shakespeare comes to Chelmsford. Brown Box Theater performed the comedy Much Ado About Nothing for their 10th annual Shakespeare tour.
Our free Shakespeare tour for its 10 years has always been completely free and open to the public. And the goal is to eliminate the geographic cost, meaning the cost it might take you to travel into Boston or into another major city where you could see a professional production, but also to make sure that the show itself, the ticket, that's not a barrier either. So the main goal with all of our programming is to make it as accessible as possible.
You ladies should still not mind. So some gentlemen or others escape a predestined scratch face.
The thing that I feel about the show is that really what it's about is about two characters finding their own vulnerability. And they can't love without being vulnerable with themselves and with each other. And so that's, to me, the essence of our production. And I think that's a valuable thing that many people should see and know.
It's really exciting to be coming back sort of as one of the first companies to reopen, because so much of what we do is outside and accessible and safe. But it's, I think, especially lovely to come back with a piece like Much Ado About Nothing that is so joyful and encourages, community and empathy. It's a really great time, and I think after the year and a half that we've had, being able to just sit with people and experience something and laugh, and I think that that's really paramount.
In other news, our yards, especially in the summertime, often become an extension of our homes where we cook, play, and relax. And experts are saying that choosing native plants for the landscape can help preserve biodiversity, conserve water, and save time and money.
We have so many plants which are naturalized here, but they don't actually have the same sort of relationship with the insects that our native plants do. And so they may be visited, the bees would pollinate them and things like that, but a lot of things have many insects that interact with them. And so when you're talking about non-native plants, you're talking about things that didn't evolve here, so they have a much more limited ecosystem function. Anytime that you can plant a native plant, you are providing something that will fit into and enable the ecosystem to keep functioning. If you want birds, absolutely, you want those native plants. If you plant a native plant, then something will eat on it, that something else will eat on it, that something else will eat. Insects really are the beginning of the food chain in terms of what takes plants and turns it into something that other animals, and including people, can eat. So if we wipe out the insects, then we wipe out the rest of the food chain too, because it all depends on that. And what do the insects eat? They eat the plants.
In other news, Zoo New England has completed the project of clearing a trail and putting up fencing on Chelmsford conservation land off Riverneck Road.
This program is part of our native turtle program. We work with a bunch of different native turtle species, including several species that are on the state list as threatened species or species of special concern, like this one. This is a wood turtle. And in addition to coming out to where these turtles live, we also take baby turtles and we raise them in captivity for a year to help them get a lot bigger than they would when they're in the wild. We call this process head starting because it really gives these turtles a head start on life. In turtles, fewer than 1 out of every 100 baby turtles that hatches survives to adulthood. Baby turtles have a lot of predators. But thanks to our Head Start program, the baby turtles that graduate from the program are already the size of wild 4 or 5-year-olds. So they have a much better chance of surviving against all of the predators and dangers out here in the wild.
Thanks for watching the CTM NewsBreak, brought to you by Chelmsford Telemedia. If you have news we could use, contact us at newsbreak@chelmsfordtv.org. I'm Diane Sherritt-Steimel.